Hey guys, and welcome back to another Thursday update video. So before the video starts, I just want to give a massive fuck you to UMG, aka Universal Music Group, who decided to copyright strike my entire 14.5-hour hardcore video, all because I played one of their songs for 5 seconds in the video. I submitted a counterclaim, hopefully things get resolved. If not, well, I will cry on stream and on a video. Now onto the actual news of the day, aka the news you guys are probably here for. We have some old school RuneScape updates today for you guys, and guess what? I know you might be shocked to hear this. There were no game-breaking bugs this update. Nothing has been found, nothing, no T-bows on the ground, no sites, no fake XP drops or anything. Right? Everything seems to be legit so far with this update. So let's go ahead and go on to see what we have. First up, we have some quality of life changes, and the first one is that the special attack orb can now be clicked on next to your minimap, and it will activate your special attack. This, I think, passed a poll 2-3 weeks ago and has finally been added into the game. You can only use this feature in non-PvP areas though. The areas right here that they have listed are areas where you cannot use this new update. So the duel arena, PvP worlds outside the safe zones, DMM outside of Barbarian Assault and random event zones, LMS Castle Wars, Tsar Fight Pits, Clan Wars Free-for-all, and then the Wilderness, not including the Wilderness Ditch Buffer Zone. With this update, the game has now gotten a lot easier. You no longer have to click on your, combat tab and then click your special attack. All you have to do now is click the spec orb next to your minimap. Was it that hard, guys? Was it that hard to click your special attack? All you have to do is use your F keys and you're good to go. But all right, it's in. I really think that this change was more of a change for mobile because people didn't like, clicking on the tab and then clicking spec on mobile. I think this was a change brought because of mobile, but I guess some people are happy with it. We have a couple of updates to the graphics in the game. First up, we have changes to the god spells. So Saradomin Strike is now blue, Claws of Guthix is now green, and Flames of Zami is now red. It pretty much matches the relevant gods based on their colors, as pretty much with everything else in the game that is god related. And there is an update to the Xeric's Talisman as well. It is no longer that really boring just red and black color. It's now got a bit of green in it as well. It's both charged and uncharged have been graphically updated, and this update also affects the mounted version of the talisman in any player's player-owned house. I still think they should change it so that the X on the talisman stands out more than the plus in the middle, right? You would think the X would be the biggest part of it. It's not really, I really don't care about this update, to be honest. I mean, it looks better, I guess, but still. If you guys constantly use the Brimhaven dungeon, you can now pay Sanabok 1 million GP for a one-off fee to enter the dungeon. You can also now left-click on the Brimhaven dungeon entrance, and it automatically attempts to pay Sanabok for entry. If you have the coins with you to buy permanent access, you'll also be offered this. This one is a nice one right here for all you people who do Slayer. I wish it was something I had back when I still had a lower Slayer level. If you guys kill stuff in the catacombs and you gain dark pieces, even though your dark totem is complete or it's not complete, you're going to continue to gain pieces even though you don't have the full thing in your bank. So if you have an incomplete set of dark totem pieces, the game will attempt to select a piece that will complete the set. This means that the chance of completing your set has not been made harder by this update. So that's really, really nice if you guys happen to get a full totem, or if you have 2 pieces of a totem in your inventory and the other pieces in the bank, you can't, not get any pieces anymore. You're now going to continue to get pieces, aka more Skatizo kills. And finally, the Grand Exchange history list now extends to 40 previous listings instead of 20. So if you guys are big into merching, or if you just want to see what you bought as your last 40 purchases, it's now available. In a kind of surprising update, World 45 Deadman mode has actually had quite a few updates to it. Things like quality of life updates and a lot of new content being added, or a lot of current content being improved upon. I know a lot of you guys, I'd probably say 99% of people watching this right now, probably don't care that much about World 45. So I will leave a link to the news post below if you guys want to check it out for yourself and read through it. I'm not going to go through all of these updates on this video, but I guess it's kind of cool to see them focus on World 45 Deadman a little bit. The recent Deadman blog for the new season was very, very disappointing. So I guess for the people who are constantly playing this game mode, it'll be happy, even though I think it only has like 100 players on at a time. But hey, it's progress, I guess, for PvP, something being focused on that game mode. So yeah, if you guys want to read through it, again, I will leave a link in the description of the video. Every single thing that was pulled for the Song of the Elves quest, the rewards, and all of the extra other things actually all passed the poll. Not a single thing failed. So a lot of new items and a lot of new activities will be in the game this summer. The only thing that is still potentially being pulled, or might not be pulled at all, is the crystal armor, where there was a lot of controversy about. But things like the gauntlet, things like, of course, the Elf City itself, the new quest, all of those things have passed and will be in the game in the summer. And even though you're thinking, oh, the summer's really far away, it's March, guys. It's already March. I mean, you guys know how quickly February goes by. It's already over. The spring is coming very, very soon. The groundhog saw his shadow. It's pretty much spring already, and then in the summer, We'll have this brand new Master Quest, we'll have, or Grandmaster, I guess I should say. Really big stuff coming out this summer. Hopefully it's the final massive content update for the year, because like I said, all these new updates with all these new things coming to the game just need to slow down a little bit. And finally, to the another news section of the day, we have the PvP World Rota switching back to period A, and then the Chambers of Xeric scaling update has finally come into the game with this update. So for example, if you guys have a team of level 80 players and you take someone who's level 126, the raid is going to be scaled around the level 126 combat rather than the average, which would be much lower and would in turn give them fewer points. So you lower levels who like raiding with people who are higher combated now will be a bit less unfair to you. I want to go over the new Treasure Trails expansion blog for you guys as well, because it's going to affect quite a few of you if this stuff actually does pass and come into the game. We're adding things like beginner clues into the game, which you can now do in free-to-play. Like free-to-play members now can do these new beginner clues. You can now stack clues in your inventory or stack clues in your bank. You can also fight a new boss called the Mimic Boss when you're going to open a casket and stuff. So all this stuff is being pulled in the near future. All this stuff is being talked about right now. So if you guys, again, want to see all this stuff for yourself, there's a lot of new items being pulled, a lot of new things that they want to add into the game. So I will leave a link to this in the description below, but let's quickly go over them because there's a lot of new cool things coming in. And I guess some things that might pass, might not pass, because some of these new items they're pulling are actually, they have some, bonuses to them, right? It's going to be very interesting to see what actually does come into the game. But quickly, to go over the changelog, these new beginner clue scrolls that they are going to add into the game will not need to be required to hand into Watson for a master clue. Multiple clues that you can stack now have a cap of 5 per tier. Multiple clues also now have a new pulled option in regards to the drop rates. The new potential clue scroll boss that they're going to add, the Mimic Boss, is going to be unlockable by talking to an NPC rather than being forced upon the players. And some of the stats and descriptions regarding the pulled rewards have also been changed. So if you guys are wondering what the beginner clue scrolls are, first up, it's a 1 to 3 step clue that's accessible to both free-to-play and pay-to-play players. However, it only offers free-to-play challenges and rewards, which is expected. Every time somebody finishes the X marks the spot quest, players are going to be rewarded with a beginner clue scroll and directed to talk to the new clue scroll tutor to learn more about them. They're going to be adding new clue scroll puzzle boxes as well, and these new slider puzzles are going to feature designs inspired by the Chambers of Xeric, Theater of Blood, and Vorkath. Alright, now onto the actual items that they're proposing for these new clue scrolls. First up, we have the Cape of Skulls, and this Cape of Skulls is going to act just like the Amulet of Avarice. When you guys equip this cape, it gives you a warning, and then you get a skull applied to you until it is unequipped, at which point the skull disappears after 20 minutes. The cape has no offensive bonuses, but it does have +9 defense bonus in every single one. Next up, we have the Spiked Manacles, which if you guys don't recognize this guy, hello, Swanvletic. It's going to be looking good with these on in the future. This barefoot style footwear has stats comparable to the climbing boots, but it has a +4 strength bonus and no defense bonuses or quest requirements. As you guys can see from the stats here, all that you really get from this is the +4 strength bonus. Next up, we have the Blessed D'hide shields, which I have to admit look these look really cool, I have to say. I really like them a lot. They have stats comparable to a black D'hide shield, but they have a +1 prey bonus, and they're going to come in all of the different gods, right? So Gothic Sarah, Zami, Ancient Armadillo, and Bando styles. If you guys were wondering what the stats look like, here's what they are. Again, this is comparable to the black D'hide shield, but it has the +1 prayer bonus. The Fremenic Kilt is a stylish kilt that has stats comparable to Iron Plate legs, but it has a +1 strength bonus, so I think this is going to be more of an item for pures, or if anything, more just fashionscape. Here are the stats, same as Iron Plate legs, but they have the +1 strength bonus. And finally, we have the probably coolest and most likely most expensive item coming into the game, the Third Age Druidic set. The top and bottoms require 65 prayer and defense to wear, and the Third Age Druidic Wreath is not included in the set because it's already obtainable in the game via Django's toy store. This set will also not include a new Third Age Druidic Cloak because there's already a Third Age Cloak in the game. Here are the stats that they're going to offer for this new Third Age Druidic set. Absolutely no bonuses in attack or defense or the other bonuses, except it has a +8 per bonus for the top and a +6 per bonus for the bottoms. If the expansion is voted into the game, a selection of new rewards are also going to be added. These rewards will either be cosmetic or match the stats of items with similar requirements that are already in the game. Here are just some of the new rewards that could appear in your reward casket. You guys can look through these if you want. The one that stands out to me, though, is the Joint of Ham. All right, are you telling me they're gonna add a doogie, bro? Are they adding a joint to the game? Who knew that the ham members were into the devil's lettuce, bro? Humans against monsters. You can now wield a potential joint of ham. That is pretty intense, if you ask me. That is a big step for Jagex to take. Marijuana jokes. Clue scrolls will also have a graphical change if all this gets voted into the game, so you guys can tell what type of tier you have in your bank or in your inventory when you have a clue scroll. These look pretty cool if you ask me. Again, I think this is probably definitely needed, because if there's one thing I hate is when I have a lot of clue scrolls in my bank and I'm like, which one is it? Which one is it? I have to right click on it. You know, very, very tough, but I think this will get voted in. No problem. I think people like clue scrolls. Clue scrolls are probably some of my favorite content in the game. So every time there's new rewards added or, new features added to clue scrolls, I'm always very excited about that, as long as they don't add something, too crazy to the rewards. These seem pretty reasonable. Again, leave your thoughts in the comment section below what you guys think about this, because most of the stuff looks really neat to me, and I think it's going to pass no problem. That is it for the clue scroll expansion. If you guys want to check it out for yourself, I will leave a link in the description of the video if you guys want to check it out. But I think this is pretty cool. Lots of new rewards, lots of new things potentially coming to the game. And again, if you want to check it out for yourself, click the link in the description. That's it for the updates for RuneScape today. Let's head to the Runelite updates of the day. In the 1.5.15 release of Runelite, we now have a music notification plugin which has been added, and it sends you a message every time you unlock a new piece of music. We also have some improvements to the clan chat, so every time somebody joins or leaves your clan chat, you now have a message that appears in game. So actually, that's pretty interesting. The messages do disappear after a short duration, and they can also be filtered by player rank, so you guys can see who leaves your clan chat, who joins, stuff like that. I find that pretty cool. You can also now have this clan plugin, and it shows an info box of the number of clan members near you. And finally, the clan plugin also has a new option to show clan member ranks in public and private messages. Some smaller bug fixes here you guys can check out as well. But that's it for the Runelite updates. That's it for the update video of today. Thank you guys all for watching these Thursday updates. I love making these videos because, one, it keeps me informed on the game and everything new in the game as well. And I think hopefully for you guys, you can maybe have a nice way of learning about the updates if you're too lazy to read about them or just want to hear me talk. Because I know some of you guys, you guys are into me for my voice, right? I already know that. I have DMs, I have emails and everything. So thank you guys all for watching. Hope to see you next time. Have a good one, and peace.
Wow.